We just got a strange one here. I was walking through the town centre yesterday, walking along, minding my own business, looked in one of these shops, and I thought, oh, that looks useful. I'll show you what it is. Quite simply, it's a big speaker on wheels. Here we go. That is, well, it's in one of these multiple shops, pop-up type shops. And you can see there, RX1237B, portable hi-fi party speaker. Sounds like a good idea. So let's zoom in on that. And you can see what it says. Perfect stereo sound, high quality sound, karaoke function, plus colour light, wireless speaker. And you've got a remote control, and you've got that there. All sounds very good, doesn't it? Bigger sound. This is the bit that I noticed. As you can see, it's on top of the halls, cough suites, and the boundary bars. Anyway, so we've got here, it says a music party, flame running LED. All very nice. Wonderful. Then it says 2,000 watts. 2,000 watts. 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2,000 watts. Just making sure I wasn't going off half-cocked there. And as you can see, it's one of these things, 12-inch speaker. It looked okay-ish, I suppose. So I thought, well, okay, more interesting. You can see my shadow in there, my reflection in there. And so let's have a look at, let's just zoom that out and see. So let's see what the next photograph is. I decided to take a picture of, this is actually the side. You can see it there, it says specification, and those were not actually floating in space. There was a market on, and that's the reflection from the window, because this is the side of the box. You can see there is a specifications, function USB, BT, FM, aux, mic, frequency 100 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. Pretty good, isn't it? Bluetooth version, signal radio 85 dB, speaker unit 12-inch woofer and tweeter, with mic input with LED light, box size, whatever. It weighs 6.5 kilograms, which is not heavy, but it's not light. What's that? It's about 13 pounds or thereabouts, maybe 15 pounds. Power supply, DC 5V 1 amp. Peak music power output, 2,000 watts. It definitely says 2,000 watts. RMS, 10 watts times 2 equals 20 watts. Charge time, 5 to 6 hours. Playtime, 2 to 3 hours. Light battery, 3.7 volts, 3,600 milliamps. Well, I'm going to do the maths on that, I guess, but 2,000 watts peak music power output equates to 20 watts. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think that might be a little bit clickbaity, and, well, we'll see how it goes. But they reckon 2 to 3 hours at 3.7 volts. So we have here, quite simply, a calculator, and we have the specifications. Now, I'm going to go through this, and if you think I'm wrong, then tell me, put it in the comments. If you think I'm right, then tell me, put it in the comments. If you just want to say hello, put it in the comments. Anyway, right, here we go. So, this is saying that we've got a 3.7 volt battery, and it's 3,600 milliamps. Now, if you're not au fait with electronics and this sort of thing, 3,600 milliamps is 3.6 amps. So it has a supply that it can run 3.6 amps for an hour, assuming that the battery is fully charged. That is good. And it says it's going to charge it in 5 to 6 hours, which is probably about right from a USB charger, I would guess. 1 amp shouldn't take that long. A 1 amp charger should charge that in 3.6 hours. But, you know, let's give them a little bit of license for some losses. So we've got here. Now, the normal way of doing this is amp size volts equals watts. So what we used to do in the old days was draw the little triangle. You have watts at the top, and then have amps times volts at the bottom. So if we take the watts as being 20, RMS is what it says, 20 watts, and we divide that by the voltage, which we know is 3.7 volts, divide that by 3.7, the number we get, 5.405. It's close enough to just be 5.4. So that's okay. So that's saying that it's going to pull 5.4 amps when it's running at 20 watts. That's easy. Okay, let's see where we go from there. If we're going to be pulling that sort of current, how long will that current last? Now this says it's got 3,600 milliamp an hour. So therefore, it would be reasonable to say, let's take that current there, and let's take that supply there, and divide the two out. So 3,600, well, we'll call it 3.6, because that's what it is, 3.6 amps. And we divide that by the value we've got, which was 5.4. We won't worry about the little decimal places. 5.4. And we hit that and say, give us the answer. How long is it going to last? 0.6666. Anyway, 0.66 recurring, which means that it's less than an hour. Well, how much less than an hour? According to Alexa, 0.66 of an hour is about 37 minutes, just over half an hour. I think it's fair to say that this is not going to be running 2 to 3 hours if you're running it at full volume. Obviously, if you run it quietly, it could do that. 2 hours is not particularly much. 3 hours is sort of okay. But you're going to want to keep this thing plugged in. And if you do keep it plugged in, you're not going to be able to run your 20 watts because you're still going to be pulling 5 amps. And after roughly half an hour, you're going to be running it straight out of the USB charger. So the message of this is, look at what you're buying, look at what you're seeing, see and understand what you're reading, because these things are, that seems like a good specification. So here we go, look, here we go. Specification, USB, BT, FM, all that, 100 Hz, 20 kilohertz, all sounds pretty good. Signal noise ratio, 85 dB sounds okay. But then they con you on the power supply. There's no way that thing's going to work very well for very long. I'm not saying it's going to break or anything, but you're going to get half an hour out of it, assuming they've put the right size battery in it. You could always upgrade the battery, but then you've got to go out and buy the battery and fit it. So there's no guarantee. I don't think it's a very good deal. Anyway, let me just bring that back up. There we go. That's what we've got. There's your specifications. I'm not making it up. I'm just giving you the maths. Or as we would call it in the UK, I'm just giving you the maths with an S on the end. So be careful out there, guys. Make sure you don't get caught by something that you don't know what it is. If that's cheap enough, it could be a bargain. But I don't think it probably is. I didn't see a price. There was no price on it, so therefore I assume I can't afford it. Thanks for that. I hope that's been of some use to somebody. Like and subscribe, comments below. See you another time. There's some more interesting videos coming up right about there. Catch you later.